What's up, YouTube? Here to kill another cut. I'm gonna run you guys through everything. So, as you guys can see, I already bolted out the first guideline, and now I'm cutting in the second guideline with open guard, and I'm making sure that I'm doing it nice and neatly, even as well. Right now, I'm just cleaning it up. I normally detail at the end of the whole cut, but I'm using open guard, making sure that I comb the hair. I don't normally use a brush because the comb opens up the hair and I can cut off as much as possible as I'm showing you guys. So now I'm going to clear the first guideline mid blade, and I'm taking my time. You don't have to rush through. Clean it up nicely.
For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough.
And make sure that you cut according to the head shape. It might be the same haircut, but the shape won't be the same. So make sure you have a nice look at the head shape, and then you sit in your first guideline according to it. And if you see dark spots along the way, you can open the blade and go up a bit, and you go back. So now I'm using closed blade, but it's slightly open, close guard, just to remove the first guideline, the bald line.
We gon' pay off. Man, I'm putting in OT. We gon' pay off. Racks on racks on racks on racks. We gon' pay off. All these goddamn long nights. We gon' pay off. Man, I'm putting in work. He gon' pay off. Nights ain't got no sleep. He gon' pay off. Now I'm killing guap. I got paid off. You never sold packs. You don't know the price of a moon. That's a fact. How much for a little bit, nigga? You don't know how to make it stack. How much hundreds in a brick? I used to sell packs, 28 grams in an ounce. I'm a G straight authentic. Keep me some day, no capping, I'm working no T. No sleeping, just napping, start capping. We staying up on the road for the money, no faking. You capping, start capping, what happened? Now we just up in the heaven. Everyone in the street, don't panic. I always knew that the money gon' come. Start on my shit, VSF, big deuce, 100 rand, no.
Okay, so as you guys can see, I turned over the machine. I did that because I want to remove the guideline. I set in a hard guideline. Make sure you don't. I really needed to bald it out because he always wants his cut like that. Okay, now I'm going to use the number 1 guard and cut up another guideline. And this guideline is going to blend in with the top.
All these goddamn long nights, we gon' pay off. Man, I'm putting in work, he gon' pay off. Nights ain't got no sleep, pay Man, I'm putting in OT. You gon' pay up. Racks on racks on racks on racks. You gon' pay up. You gon' pay up.
Right here, I'm still using number 1 card, but then I adjusted to mid blade just to blend in everything nice and smoothly. Usually, if the hair is really long, I like using number 1.5 guard just to debulk the hair before I go in with my number 1 guard.
Man, I'm putting in OT. You gon' pay up. Racks on racks on racks on racks. You gon' pay up. You gon' pay up.
Okay, now I'm leveling down the hair on top. I'm still using my number 1 guard, but I'm going with the grain, not against the grain, because he had just started waving, but he needs to keep it nice and neat for school, as school's opened as well. So I'm going with the grain, therefore I'm cutting downwards.
All up in my motherfucking mind. I got money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. I got brick love, make more, I got problems, drown them in the bottle. Nah, I got problems, none of them bitches. Fucking by the brick load, that you know they love the dick. Too much money, yeah, I'm feeling dally. Cavalcade, cake, hold up what you paid while I step my game. I got money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money on my mind and it give me goosebumps. Money, 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 yeah. Money, 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 yeah. I got brick love.
I took off my number 1 guard, and now I'm using the machine only open blade, and I'm cutting down. That's something we like to call ironing, just to smoothen the hair out more. And I'm using this technique just to blend the hair more as well. More blending. With this section, you can actually use a 1.5 on closed blade. It will work. And on the second guideline right here, you can use a 0 guard open blade, and you cut upwards, it will still work as well. But for me personally, this technique works quite well, and the blending comes out way more smoother.
I got problems, drown them in the bottle. No, I got problems, none of them bitches. Spend the money, make me slick. Spend the money, give me key. Money that I get, give me full of, give me key. Shipping on it through with my niggas all day. Money, 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 yeah, I want it all day. repeat. Yeah, sleeping on me, nigga. Fuck you, take a jet. Money, 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 make me pound up on my chest. Money, 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 make me pound up on my chest. Pull up on my bread.
Now I'm using the corner of the blade, basically the last tooth or the last two teeth of your clipper, just to blend it in a little more. As I had said, for this portion you can use your number 0 guard to blend this portion in, but I prefer this technique overall. Right here I kept the number 1 guard on and I put the machine on mid blade just for detailing and for a little more blending for a smoother outcome. And in front where you trim, I also used the number 1 on mid blade just so that the trimming can come out proper. After using the machine, I go in with my barber blade for that crisp cut, crisp line up at the end of the whole cut. I'm done with my detailing. Now I'm gonna finish it off with the crisp lineup.
I don't give a fuck, a nigga be celibate. Really work hard for my cake, bitch. really work hard for my cake, bitch. I really work hard for my cake, bitch.
I did a lot, but I never hated. A lot, never hated.
When I use the barber blade, I start off by cutting down just to remove all the hair, and then I cut up, cutting against the grain just for a cleaner end result. Remember that, guys. I start off by cutting down and then I go against the grain. This is the cut, YouTube. Any questions? Drop it in my comments.